What's up, guys? It is SmokedHam here today. I believe my microphone is on. Let me make sure. Yep, good. I'm using a different OBS. Make sure. And today is February 2nd, 2022. Sounds weird I'm saying it because today, really, on this day, since this is pre-recorded, it is January 28th, 2022. I like to record a podcast so I can make sure it's on all platforms. Beforehand, this episode will be available on Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, YouTube, Google Podcasts, and AudioMac. I'm currently working on trying to get on Apple Podcast. It's not really, working for me. It says something about website, and it's just not so far working with me. So let me see if I can find some more stuff to talk about. Since it's the Royal Rumble season in wrestling, you have Jackass star Johnny Knoxville entering, or pretty much declaring himself in the Royal Rumble, enters the Royal Rumble, which is technically tomorrow night. But when this episode goes live, it's already happened. I'm not sure who's going to win it. A lot of people are saying Roman Reigns, but here's my possibility. I think what happened is, so Roman Reigns is the kind of, actually, let's see if I can, now since I'm using OBS, I'm going to let's go Universal Champion record. He's Universal Champion in the WWE, so I'm just going to look up, I'll have OBS open, and I'm actually add a scene here for you guys to look. Sorry about that, guys. I have black screen here. Apparently this one, I just made a new scene and didn't have my microphone on, so I guess if you guys heard some weird how this goes. Like, I was talking and then all of a sudden come back. So sorry about that. Whoops, that one. OBS. I'm trying to remember how to do this in this old one. Always just one little capture. Oops. Don't stop that. Here we go. Perfect. So right over here, this is Roman Reigns. I'm actually head back to here. This is actually, I can record this and show you guys. That's my name of their counter. You probably heard on the stream and stuff. So anyway, so we go here to Wikipedia. This is his here, and Universal Champion. Well, let's look at the record for the longest, and it is Roman Reigns, number one. So this is the combined days of how many reigns you have. Now Roman Reigns, however, 514th, while Brock Lesnar, former champion, is 503. Really, it's 504, but WWE recognizes it as 503 for some reason. Don't know why, but yeah, they do. So, with it being 503, and this one with 514, that's recognized. I feel like Roman Reigns. Now let's look up for the Royal Rumble match. So we look up Royal Rumble. I see. Yeah, pretty cool. It shows appeared. Oh, that's whoops, that's 2021. That's not. No, I don't want images. I want the Wikipedia. Here we go. Don't know why it's down further. But so you guys watch this on YouTube, make a lot more sense than listening to it. But so he's in the match with Seth Rollins. Okay. However, Roman Reigns messed up. I believe not this Friday, but last Friday, look at the day. It is the SmackDown episode, January 21st. He kind of Uso was about to be beat, which is part of his bloodline. Well, Roman Reigns interferes, and Superman punches, which is one of his moves. Seth Rollins pretty much just punch him in the face. I would say knock him out, but knocks him down. And they're kind of stunned a little bit. And so that's why. And then, once you just punched him, you pretty much just qualified your cousins there. And the match was that the Usos lose. They're barred from ringside. They can't be near ringside. They can't go near ringside. They can't do anything. And this is for the Universal Championship. Well, okay, let's look at this. If you just did that, you just kind of realize afterwards, you kind of should just not get involved. You want to try to keep your title. Okay. Well, I'm just going to check OBS, see how it's still working. Well, still working pretty good. That's good. If you're going to do that, why would you go out there and interfere in the match and cost yourself the big chance of winning or retain your title at Royal Rumble? So what I personally think there is Roman Reigns is going to drop it. or lose it to Seth Rollins, or Seth freaking Rollins, now it's called. So what does that mean for Brock Lesnar? Well, Brock Lesnar initially comes back for the Universal Championship. Well, at day one, Brock and Roman had a match. Well, Roman, right before, tested positive for COVID-19. So Brock was added to a fatal four-way match, which consisted of WWE Champion, the former WWE Champion, actually, sorry for that, at the time, Big E, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley. So you throw Brock Lesnar in that mix, Brock Lesnar wins it. F5's Big E wins. Well, let's look at this. So that kind of just messed some stuff up for your initial plans. So Seth Rollins was initially supposed to barely win, going against Big E WrestleMania, and then kind of Big E wins it again. Well, that plane just shot the window, shot through the door, or whatever we'll call it. Well, now what do you want to do? So the Royal Rumbles, Brock versus Bobby. Let's go back to Roman, his Universal Championship. I feel Roman will lose it, but that match will be before the actual main event, the Royal Rumble match. I think, and I've actually also found the thing of, let's say Roman loses, okay? Which he probably will, 50-50 chance. He goes in for Austin Theory spots. This is kind of like being payback of Austin Theory being pulled from Vince McMahon doing something. Vince McMahon didn't do like something he did or something, like a little payback of pulling him out, putting Roman in, Roman wins it. Well, now Brock Lesnar is most likely to retain because you're not going to have him give him short reign. This is Brock Lesnar we're talking about. When it's Bobby Lashley, it's a big match. It's the first time ever, pretty much. Now, if you're doing that, you have Roman, the Royal Rumble winner, pretty much. You have two choices between Seth Rollins, who's the Universal Champion, most likely, hopefully, in the future, to end Roman's big reign against Brock Lesnar WWE Championship. What I thought at first was a unification match just between those two, but that would involve Roman retaining and winning all the way to WrestleMania. Well, I wouldn't like more or less, I would say kind of like him to still be champion a little bit, because it's kind of like annoying wise. He's been champion since 2020, since 2022. It's kind of annoying. I prefer Kenny Omega with the AEW Championship more than Roman, actually, because he's actually fun. When he wrestles, talks, he's fun on the mic. He's probably a fun wrestler. He's a fun guy, it looks like, sounds like, on AEW and stuff. But so that was that match. It's a unification match, and they're still kind of hinting at it of Brock Lesnar one time on SmackDown saying, let's give the people what they want. And then the promo, it's pretty much showing WWE Championship with the Universal Championship as a unification match happening in the foreseeable future. Well, when I think about it, let's see if I can pull up an image here. So we have WWE title. I missed a little title there, whoops. And Universal title. Unification. Let's see if I can spell unification right. I just missed the F too. I think. Yep. So over here is, okay, so this is actually January 1st. This is actually a article where I sometimes got, but this is actually I'm not sure you guys can hear it since this is through a different it's on Twitter, her website, but has the link on from Twitter. This is actually Corey Graves, who is one of the announcers, I believe, on the Raw brand, if I'm correct still. But he actually made a bold prediction. So let's see if I can check out OBS real quick. Make sure you can hear it. So I'm actually set to where you can go through my headphones. So let me just fix that real quick. It's the audio output to headphones. There we go. Let's try this. Click that.
I need a prediction. A bold prediction, if you will, about 2000.
Okay, so got this real quick. Wasn't playing there. Everything was going through my speakers. I had to change it to headphones. It's two different things that can go through. So let's go headphones. Try this now. Press again. Let's go.
I need a prediction. A bold prediction, if you will, about 2022 in WWE.
I think you are going to see the unification of championships.
Boom. See right there? Unification of championships. Now, this is actually on a actual... this is Vic Joseph saying that you'll see a unification match. Well, if this actually be an official WWE podcast, it kind of hints at it, and with them even posting about it, you can pretty much see it. Now, if I continue this video,
specifically the Universal and WWE title.
That's not the craziest thing I've heard, and I can sort of piggyback my prediction off of that because you got to have someone from Friday Night SmackDown. You got to have someone from Monday Night Raw. May we finally get Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley in a WWE ring. That is my prediction. That is my New Year's resolution. Hell,
okay, so
that's next year's Christmas wish. Give me Brock versus the Almighty at some point this calendar year. Please, I'm begging anyone that listens to make that happen.
Okay, so pretty much that match is happening tomorrow, or when this goes live, or it happened. This is actually going to happen at the Royal Rumble. Now, if I can, I don't really know how to spell unification, really. So, well, we're just gonna leave it like that. So, pretty much, you kind of tease right there. Well, what's going to happen with that? Now, obviously, it's going to be, two titles forming to form one massive title. I'm not sure what they would even call it, but that's the possibility. Now, that would have just been Roman and Brock. Well, initially, other plans were have Drew going against Roman for a little bit, but Drew being out with injury, it kind of changes that initial plan. The initial plan was Drew, if I'm correct, I'm not 100% sure if this is real, or if this was just some made-up spoiler, or I won't say spoiler, but like suggestion, or what we'll call, try to think what you would say more of, like a reported something. By reporters is they'll have Drew win it, but overall wise, let me head just back to this scene here. So I guess this scene, not this, but if you're gonna have that, you want Drew there. Why would you more or less? And kind of like he was already dealing with injuries, and he went out with technically injury, storyline injury, but really is dealing with this real official injury, the real one, not the storyline one. So you take him out of the picture. Now you just have Brock and Roman. All right, so let's do that. What are you gonna do now? Roman broke Brock's record, and he's probably the greatest. He's the greatest Universal Champion of all time now. Long, so not gonna have another one go through that same reign. I still won't like it again. So what do? One, you're gonna have Roman drop it to Seth Rollins at the Royal Rumble, and then go and Brock retains, and it's gonna be Roman going between Seth and Brock, which is two of his biggest rivals right there. Like some of his biggest rivals right there, no doubt. So, what are you going to do there? Well, make a triple threat match for night 2, and you got to keep promoting it. Something's going to happen where it's going to be like a unification match. Like, someone's going to announce something, whatever. It's going to be, big. Now, the other thing. Now, what's another match that's going to happen at Royal Rumble? Well, you have Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley, which is the first time ever. I believe I said this one already for the WWE Championship. I had Brock Lesnar will retain his championship, no doubt. Becky Lynch against Doudrop for the Raw Women's Championship with Becky Lynch as the champion. I feel like she will retain some match at WrestleMania. I feel like the match. I was hearing more reports coming out. I'm not sure if it's from. It's not from WWE themselves. It's from like other officials apparently associated with WWE somehow. But they're saying it's going to be like Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair for what Becky did to Belair at SummerSlam 2021. Pinned her in a impromptu match and 26 seconds. Stole her title pretty much. Ooh, sorry about that. I had a burp. Talking lots, all at once, going quick. Is I messing up real quick. But you can't beat her in an impromptu match for a title in 26 seconds. Yeah, she's going to be a little bitter about that. And the thing is, I feel like you have a lot of other women, right? You have a whole roster of women. You kind of want to switch it up a little bit, right? You don't want to keep giving kind of like the fans the same thing, same match. Like Charlotte Flair, she's like, I don't know how many times a woman champion now, like 14, 13, 12, I don't know. Too many. she is given recently in 2021, she's had a lot of title matches. I think 3 or 4, like 4 pay-per-views. Seriously, I feel like if you lose one day, get one rematch and that's it. Just go with you and make another storyline. Just go from there. Stop putting them in the same next pay because you're gonna lose fans there because they're gonna be tired of the same thing. This one girl retaining, her winning, it's the same thing. No one's gonna be liking that. Now, the other thing that shocked me is that they actually got Impact Knockouts Women World Champion Mickie James, who's in another organization, entering the Royal Rumble. Well, that shocked people. Like, okay, some people were like, oh my god. Some people were like, it's just the Royal Rumble. No one saw what this could mean. This could mean like, is the Forbidden Door open, or is it only open to certain wrestlers? You see what I'm getting at? Now, the other thing was, is AEW going to be involved? People are saying no, and there's reports saying no. W has nothing to do with AEW in this Royal Rumble, but you can't say no until it happens. Now, probably no, nothing happened, but since this is being recorded before that live date, just imagine you're watching, you're in the faint crowd, all you hear is Cole personality, CM Punk's theme song come out, and you just scream. That'll be the most shocking thing ever for Cody Rhodes. CM Punk would be a big one. Chris Jericho would be a big one too, but not as big as CM Punk. So CM Punk was a big fan favorite back then. Okay, I'm back. I had to pause. I had to go do something real quick. I'm expecting. Sorry about that. If I'm correct, we were talking about AEW involvement in Royal Rumble. Of course, it's not going to happen. But imagine if you're in the crowd again, like I think I said earlier already. You're seeing Punk, Cody Rhodes, kicking Mega's music, and you just scream because it is unexpected. Right? You don't expect WWE actually be working for outside promotion. And for them acknowledging that Impact pretty much existed, it's shocking. Especially with them and Pat McAfee saying Impact Knockouts World Champion on SmackDown. That's one of the shocking ones. And it was big. But that's the thing I hated right there was, why would you kind of reveal who the 18 women would be competing in the match? Right? Like, why would you already reveal? Because they did it all on one episode, SmackDown. Why would you reveal 18 of the women? Like, what are you doing? Make a surprise. If you didn't say Mickie James is going to be in it, Mickie James goes in, that right there would be this biggest kind of, pretty much the biggest, kind of pop you'll hear in an arena with WWE doing something with Impact Wrestling, which is the shocking thing ever. And the thing is, people are also saying she's bringing that belt also on to be programming, which is the shocking thing. Will she even walk down a ring with it? That's the pretty big one. Now, let's look at see who's so far on the list. Let's look at the men wrestling list right now. It's not fully filled yet because tomorrow's Royal Rumble. They're going to have these ones announced. Tomorrow you're going to see pretty much all the surprise ones. And yeah. So first on the list is Angelo Dawkins. The second is Montez Ford. The third is Rey Mysterio. Fourth, Dominic Mysterio. And the fifth is Austin Theory. I believe his entry was because of Vince McMahon, made him go in the Royal Rumble or said he will be in it. Next thing you know, he's actually in it now. Johnny Knoxville declared at day one, but it was confirmed later on that week on SmackDown. Sheamus was announced on SmackDown. Damian Priest, AJ Styles was announced January 10th on Twitter, and then later on Monday Night Raw. Then Big E was on Raw. Happy Corbin, Madcap Moss, Sami Zayn, Kofi Kingston was announced on SmackDown January 14th. Kevin Owens then announced his on Raw. And then this is the big one right here. This is all happening that next week, right before, looks like Monday Night Raw. They announced it on Twitter. Or we might have announced it on Twitter. that I'm about to say Kevin Owens again. Whoops. That Omos, Randy Orton, Riddle, Chad Gable, Otis, Dolph Ziggler, and Robert Roode will be entering the Royal Rumble. So you got that list right there. You still have your surprise entries with. Now that's with the Wikipedia saying that's 22 of the 30 entries. Let's actually switch scenes real quick on here. Here we go. Got my my browser on now. You got 22 right there. Now let's go down to the women's. Right, let's go down to the women's. So you'll have 21 out of 30. There's definitely gonna be surprises, but why would you more or less kind of announce 18 of them before you already more or less just keep a surprise type thing? Like, yeah, you can have yours declare, like wrestlers declare for the Royal Rumble, but don't just go out and announce it. See, I'm kind of getting that a little bit. It's kind of like stupid the way they did that, because some would be getting like a big pop. Some you still get a big pop from like Mickie James, since she's in a different promotion. That would be definitely a big pop right there. But stuff like that. Now, let's switch over to. I'm not sure if I want to continue talking about WWE or if we should switch over to AEW. Their next event, if I'm correct, pay-per-view wise, is Revolution. And that's in March, so that's like pretty much like 1 month now, more or less. So, overall, who do I personally think will win the men's Royal Rumble? I have to go with probably like how everything's going right now with Roman. If he loses, I would have to say Roman Reigns will win it. By the way, they're wanting to do the unification match, most likely at WrestleMania. On night 2, make that your biggest match right there. And then, for the women's, it's a tough one. I don't see Charlotte Flair winning it. No offense, I don't see Charlotte. Whoops, don't want that. No, I don't see Charlotte Flair winning it. I don't see Aaliyah yet winning it. I honestly think it might be it'll either be between Bianca going back to back, set up a rematch at WrestleMania, or Liv Morgan set up a match at WrestleMania. Well, I would now with them. It's a tough one because we got Ripley. She was second in 2021, so this is they announced all these right actually. If I can just try to do just these ones, all these were announced on the same day. Pretty much kind of like, why would you more or less do like all of this and just like leave it as a surprise? Obviously, you're gonna have your ones that who declare. Just don't announce like this many all pretty much on the same night. Like seriously, come on. You guys can do better than that. But the question is, who will be backstage? Now, obviously, there's reports. Now, let's go to WWF Old School, which is actually a website that goes over over old wrestling. See, right here. Now, this one can't be true. It says Jeff Hardy turns down AEW Hall of Fame induction. Now, so, that is. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, you guys can see this line right here. I just finished reading this whole thing, actually. The line. That's pretty much big. So he turns down the WWE Hall of Fame induction from John Laurinaitis. I had to say it kind of like that way. But the end part is this return offer just to get inducted was presented to Jeff Hardy because WWE doesn't want a Hardy Boys reunion in All Elite Wrestling. They don't want a reunion in AEW is what they're trying to get at. And that'll be a big one right there. Like, why is okay, I might have to add this part. Why would you even why? Why would you want I'm just gonna add that part out of the video. That's just being recorded. I can easily do that. Now pretty much that's everything I could really think of at this moment for Royal Rumble, and then pretty much just wrestling in general. So now here is the how Brock Lesnar pretty much became the championship, became the champion in the Fatal 5-Way match. Yeah, that's it was a good match overall wise. Pretty good. And so yeah, that's pretty much this whole episode here. I'm gonna have to edit that part out because don't know why they would even like think about even like uploading something like that or put it on the website, which is weird in general. You guys won't be able to see it since I'll be editing this on YouTube. But if you're listening to audio, you'll hear me say this because it was weird. So more or less, thank you guys for watching or listening to this episode. We are currently available on Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, YouTube, Google Podcasts, and Audio Mac. This episode might be available early, might not. So I'm not 100% sure yet on when I'm going to make this episode available or when I will make it published or, all those fun stuff. So, thank you guys for listening and have a great rest of your day. And I will try to record another episode maybe this upcoming Monday, Sunday for next week, and call that good from there. So, see ya.